Hey everybody, what is up? Fourth Seraph here, and today I have a very exciting video for you. It's the second in my gameplay analysis series. So this is from a YouTuber, Burner Reborn. His channel will be linked down in the description below, but I wanted to get some gameplay of him because I watched some of his videos and he seemed like he had a lot of good game sense and everything, but he's playing at a little bit lower level than I'm ranked at. He's in gold ranking, and I know that a lot of people are in gold ranking and are kind of struggling to get out. It's a little bit of elo hell down there, and so I thought that seeing some of this and analyzing some gameplay from there might help you guys get into platinum, which is where my last gameplay analysis was. I know I've been a little bad about getting videos out. I have been sick. But you might be able to hear that still even a little bit in my voice, but we're going to get through this video. We're going to watch and hopefully be able to help a lot of you guys out. You can see he's playing Roadhog here. You can see like this is a very solo queue-esque game. People are scattered all about, but he comes up here to try and get an early pick. You can see one of his teammates is already really pushed up even further than he is, and one is back a little bit from him. And so if your team decides to go up and be aggressive, even though I don't think on Numbani you should ever go up that far, follow your team a little bit. Especially you can see like he's an off tank on this, but since his team is pushed up so far, even if he played like what would be good game sense and, you know, sit back further on the point, it wouldn't do him well because he wants to be up there to support his team. It's better to support your team than to play whatever is the best positioning. If you can get your team to go back on point and do something like that, but you see, he's really coming out. He's not trying to tank as Roadhog, and that's really important because Roadhog doesn't have a shield. It's all health. He doesn't want to feed ultimates, and he doesn't want to die until Symmetra gets her teleporter up. That's going to be really important. So he's coming out, waiting for the hook, trying to get a pick, and you can see he's really going after the Mei first, and then now he's going after the Genji. He knows what characters are the best ones to go after. You don't really want to try and, you know, go after just any old target. The Mei is going to be a really important target if you can pick the Mei or like the Lucio, something like that, because Mei can really destroy a Roadhog if she freezes him in a team focus fires. But you see like their team pushes up, but luckily he had fallen back enough where you can still come out and you can save, and really did a good ult exchange there and was able to win that fight and got quite a few picks. You can see like he's the one on fire, and luckily this Zenyatta is good and following up on what one of the main DPSs is doing and allowing him to really get a lot of good kills using that Discord. The Zen does panic ult a little bit there, clearly just to save his own life. Now, they have a Symmetra, so he definitely didn't need to do that because he could have gotten back in the 10 seconds it probably took for it would have taken for them to, you know, push up and then, you know, came in clutch in the big team fight instead of just doing it to save his own life. Panic ulting is never good, but you can see like he uses that to make some space and stop them from pushing up because a couple of them still tried to push up. That was actually a really good ult because even though it didn't get a lot of kills, didn't necessarily even do a ton of damage, it kept two very important people out of that fight. And so if you're one person and your whole team is alive and you're keeping 2 or 3 out of the fight, that gives your team almost like like they cannot lose that team fight. So this is good. Everyone's grouped back up on the point again, which is pretty good. They're peeking out a little bit, coming up, playing a little bit aggressively, but not too much like they were at the beginning, which is good. But they're really doing a good job of splitting up the team, and so they kind of have an advantage in every team fight here. You can see he's playing conservative, which is good. He's hiding back. He's not just trying to stand out in the open. They don't actually have another tank, but he's not trying to full tank because you have to remember, Roadhog, even though he does have a lot of health, he will build ultimates for the other team. Every bit of damage he takes, it's not like a Rein shield. With Reinhardt's shield, if people shoot it, it charges Reinhardt's ult. It does not charge enemy ults. However, Roadhog, because he doesn't have a shield, it's just his health, it does. That's why Roadhog is not a main tank. He is an off tank. He's really just a big fat DPS. And so that's why it's even good that the Zenyatta is sticking close and using that Discord orb to make sure that the Roadhog can confirm damage, because that's what he's supposed to be doing. He's a damage outputter, not a tank. And this is a really good example of doing well and playing smart when you don't have a perfect team comp, because they are a really damage heavy team with one very light healer and kind of an odd team comp, but you see that they do win that game there, which is really good. He didn't die at all, which is super important, especially since he's the only tank and an important damage dealer, and important for picking them off. So their team comp's going to be a little bit better, it looks like, this round. But still, like, once again, when you're playing in solo queue, you have to expect people to choose odd characters. Someone is going to choose Hanzo. Someone is going to choose Pharah before her buff. All of this type of stuff. And so choosing characters around that is going to be really, really important. So you see, since they do have another person that's an off tank and only one healer, it's going to be really hard to keep, you know, two tanks alive with just a Zen Transcendence or a Zen Healing Orb. And so going with what his team is doing by choosing another high damage character, especially like with a team like this where Hanzo, who's guaranteed to maybe get a pick or two, someone who can go in and confirm just a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Essentially what this team comp is doing, instead of playing traditionally, because there's these picks of these really high damage characters, he's just choosing and saying, I'm going to be another huge damage outputter, and what we're going to hope for is that we just crush them with our respawn advantage. This is where either a triple tank, triple support works really well, because you just survive and survive and survive and try and eventually, you know, that kill, that one becomes two and build that momentum. Or you just come in and you just try and get a lot of picks really fast, you know, let that one Hanzo kill and that one Pharah kill really just give you a huge advantage, and then just go in and confirm a bunch of high priority targets, their healers, things like that, and just wipe them that way. So knowing that you have respawn advantage. On defense, this wouldn't have been a very good strategy, and that's why I played the Roadhog, but much better here on offense. You can see he takes out the Mei right away. Because there was an attack Mei, it's almost certain that there's going to be a defense Mei too, and Reaper is great against Mei because they're usually not smart enough. You can see too, like, they did get a couple of their teammates picked off. I think there's a Bastion right up above him if I saw those shots right. But using a character where you can go and you can get some damage, allowing the Hanzo and the Pharah to deal with the Bastion instead of trying to challenge it as Reaper, you see he does bait out the Lucio, which is really important, allows himself to come back and get some more health and wait for his team to push up. If you're the best player on your team, sometimes it's better to not be the initiator. Wait to see what your team is doing, follow behind them, and then let them kind of decide the flow of the game. You can call shots and you can, you know, say we should do this or do that or whatever maybe, but allow them to kind of lead the way a little bit, even if you're the shot caller, and say, okay, like you might say, okay, let's all go in now, but wait to make sure they actually do it. I can't tell you how many times I see an opportunity that's a great opportunity to go in, but especially when I'm playing on Xbox and I'm only in Diamond, I'll go in and all the other solo queuers will be just trying that. Hanzo will still just be trying to get random picks or anything, and I'll be like, why aren't we going in? Let's all go in as a team instead of just trying to like trickle in, and so I'll initiate and my team won't follow up. So what I have to do is go, okay, I'm not the initiator, I'll wait, I'll see who they're shooting, and then I'll go in and I'll finish that person off and make every fight a 2 versus 1 if I can, and use that to my advantage instead of trying to always just be the solo carry character. A lot of carrying is just playing with your team, not going in and team wiping them all by yourself. You can hardly ever do that. You need like a Reaper ult, like something crazy to be able to team wipe. And so, it's not really the best idea to try and do that by yourself. You see, he's still trying to bait out, trying to get those picks that's going to allow them to have advantage. The rest of his team is just running in, being very, very aggressive. But by playing a little more conservative, using the respawn advantage that you have, that's what's really, really going to help you. Coming back and waiting for your team is something that most solo queue people can't do. So he tries to go and get the Mei, but once again, teammates not confirming damage. You can see that guy way up to the back right there, like trying to run him by himself. A few people are trying to group up, but one person is just way the crap out there, like doing, God knows what. And so he waits for his team. They come and they push in, and he's able to get on point here, which is going to be really important. But then there's some ults, there's some people attacking him, so backing off there. And this wasn't really the best ult. Always on Nimbani, ult on the point, like he definitely should have confirmed some more kills there, but still is able to get a Lucio, which is still a really important pick. And you can see that, like, by his team being aggressive enough, they're kind of getting a distraction, and he can come and follow up on the damage from the rest of the team. And luckily that Roadhog was not super good, but you see, he didn't chase the Roadhog too far. He went up to try and confirm that kill, but now is back on point because that's what they need to do. They need to cap the point. If that Roadhog stays alive, but he's, all off on his own, then it won't matter. And so coming back out here to get another ult, and then unfortunately get killed by Roadhog, but he's created a lot of space, got his team on point, and they were able to get one tick mark, which is really important. And now he has his ult again. And so by going in there, using that ult, even though it wasn't the best one, by picking off that Lucio, that really, really helped their team because they have that big healing advantage, and then being able to confirm the kills of the people that the Pharaoh was fighting, that McCree and that Symmetra, is going to be really important. And then come and just do a little ult to finish it off. Not even gonna ult at the end there. That's too bad. But you can see that, like, by creating that space, by using that, even though his ult only got one pick, it still allowed them to have an advantage in the fight, because 6v5 is still an advantage. So always, like, if you can get a pick, sometimes that one pick will be more important than trying to save it to get like a team wipe play of the game. And so that is going to be the whole video today. Hopefully this helped you, and hopefully for a lot of you in gold, because I would say that this is a pretty typical solo queue game, people all over the place. But he did a really good job of playing with his team and knowing what he needed to do, what his role was, and not trying to just, okay, I need to get the 6-man wipe with the Reaper ult or do something crazy, but like, I'm going to play reserve, I'm going to play smart, I'm going to use the advantages that we have and not waste them. And I think this was a pretty solid gameplay, and that's why it resulted in a win. Hopefully this will help some of you guys climb out of gold into plat, or plat into diamond, because I think that honestly gold and plat are very similar, maybe just mechanical skill differences a little bit, but I think this will really help you guys. If you enjoy, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and if you want to submit your gameplay, just go ahead and email it to contact.fourthseraph@gmail.com. If you want, you can upload it to Dropbox and just send a link like that if the video file's too big or whatever. And then just let me know your rank, some stuff about the gameplay if you want. And make sure to check out Burner Reborn's channel down in the description below, and use my Amazon affiliate links if you're buying anything off Amazon. And until next time, I will see you guys online.